2, 1. That was Juvenile. Lil Wayne back that thing up. So the Maori tribe in New Zealand has been in New Zealand for about 1,000 years. It was a vibrant culture. They had been on what is now known as New Zealand for about 1,000 years until the first contact with Europeans, right? Australia, the original people, the indigenous people of Australia, were the Aborigines. They estimate that the Aborigines have existed on that continent for 65,000 years. What, needless to say, predates any Bible, virtually any religious book at all, right? The Native American here, the whole of America, the Native American has existed in some form on this continent, and this, what we now know as North America, for 30,000 years. In India, there was a tribe that existed there for about anywhere from 74 to 120,000 years. They came from Africa through the Arabian Peninsula. They were called, they were the Punjabi people. They'd existed through the Stone Age. They've been there forever. Africa, Southern Africa, the Sand people, who are believed to be the oldest civilization on the face of the earth, they are believed to have been there for at least 100,000 years. All of them existed and were vibrant places and communities before European contact. And what happened once there was European contact, whether it was New Zealand or Australia or even, of course, we know what happened in America or India or Africa. What happened was people that weren't from there came there, took it over under the auspice. Because whenever you come to another land, you bring a couple of things. You bring God and you bring weapons. Just in case the God thing don't work, we got this metal thing that will help you make your decisions. What tends to happen with these places, or what has happened historically with these places, the Europeans come, eventually they take over. The people who are indigenous to that area are segregated and put in places. The people who are indigenous to the area fight back. They fight back. And so there's more than likely a lot of bloodshed, there's a lot of bloodshed, and finally subjugation. And so if you're talking about what happened in New Zealand or Australia or even here in Native America, in the United States of America or India or Africa, you had these vibrant civilizations that existed for most of them that we were talking about predate even the Bible. So any notion of Christ, even before he was even thought of. What happened is once they had European contact, they came, they did a couple of things. They segregated them, told them where they could be, and pinned them in. They had to be there. They took their culture away from them. And they start to say, you know what, nothing was here before us. So history begins when, not when the people were first there, not when the indigenous people were there and thriving. It doesn't begin oftentimes until European contact. They say this was here, this was nothing here, we made it better, and they use another thing. They say God told us to do this. We're enacting. So I don't care if it's manifest destiny, I don't care whatever it is. They use the Bible and guns to accomplish these things. To take the people, take the land that was there, kick the people off of them. When the people fight back, they're called terrorists and segregated. And then finally they win, and that the land is theirs, and we establish it there. An interesting thing about that is that the people who have been colonized, the people understand what it's like to be a place, have somebody come and tell them what to do and take what was theirs, have a different estimation with what is going on in Gaza. All the people, because if you look at the United Nations, which is made up of a lot of people that primarily have been colonized, they look at the situation in Gaza from a totally different perspective than the people who did the colonizing. You know, the people who came, were not from there, came and took it over, and then took what was there, said nothing was there, this is ours, and God told us to be here, and they used force. Now, all the people who have done those things see the Gaza situation another way. So it's the takees feel one way about it, the takers feel one way about it. Now, I'm not telling you that what happened in New Zealand and Australia and even here in America or India or Africa are the same as what's happening in Palestine. They have differences, a lot of differences, a lot of nuances. But I am saying they are similar. Somebody comes, somebody says, God gave this to me. We take it away. A lot of people die, and then finally it's theirs. And the people who have been participating in that, the people who flown, who came across seas, saw something they wanted, took it, they look at it a different way. I'm most certainly not proffering the argument that New Zealand and Australia and Native America and India and the United States of United States of America and India and Africa are the same. I am saying this: people live there. Somebody that didn't live there came and took them, killed them, and that land is theirs. So I'm not saying that is the same as what's going on in the Middle East. It's not the same as Gaza, but it is so goddamn familiar. That's a little note from the GED section. Got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.